tennis is, generally speaking, a polite sport. Its non-contact etiquette is as important as the rules of play, and sometimes spectators wear fascinators. When it comes to player relations, however, things aren't always so genial. Some of the rivalries have become the stuff of legend, battled on and off the court both with rackets and words. Rafael Nadal from Spain left scene with Switzerland's Roger Federer after Federer won the Madrid Open tennis tournament in 2009. Daniel Ochoa Associated Press file photo. Pete Sampras, from Orlando, Florida, shakes hands with Andre Agassi, from Las Vegas, Nevada, after their semifinal match at the 1999 ATP Championship. Mark Lyons, AP, Martina Navratilova, left of the USA, chats with Chris Evert, also of the USA, as they hold their respective trophies after the women's singles final during the 1986 French Open at Roland Garros in Paris. Getty Images, Lendl vs. McEnroe, Williams vs. Hingis, Agassi vs. Sampras, Graf vs. Sanchez Vicario, and, of course, Rush vs. Rafa. Ahead of the appearance of a few such pairings at this year's Rogers Cup in Toronto, namely Djokovic vs. Murray and Djokovic vs. Nadal, here's a look at what some of the greatest rivals in this sport have said about one another over the years. Djokovic v. Nadal article continued below. The Serbian and Spaniard have faced each other more than 50 times, making their rivalries one of the greatest in tennis history. Their 5-set Australian Open final in 2012 has been hailed as one of the greatest matches ever played. In an interview with Serbian newspaper Kurir, it was Novak Djokovic's father that threw Rafael Nadal under the bus. According to a translation, Srđan Djokovic said, Nadal was his best friend while he was winning. When things changed, they were no longer friends. That's not sport. Nadal let his friend and foe off the hook. Djokovic's father should talk to his son. I've always got on very well with him and I still do. I've lost lots of matches against him and vice versa, but we've never had a problem. Federer v. Nadal. These two are the ultimate frenemies. Since their first match in 2004, they've faced off some 38 times. The two have exchanged taunts over the years, but they're more famous for their mutual admiration. If he's playing very good, I have to play unbelievable. If not, it's impossible, especially when he's playing with good confidence, Nadal once said. When he's 100%, he's playing in another league. It's impossible to stop him. At the 2018 Laureus Awards, Federer had this to say of their relationship: we're good friends off the court because we have shared special moments away from it. When you lose against a guy in the 5th set or beat a guy in the 5th, there's something special there. Article continued below. Lendl v. McEnroe. Neither Czech-American Ivan Lendl or American John McEnroe were the most well-liked players on the tour. Both had other similarly heated rivalries, as well as reputations for arrogance. McEnroe became famous for his temper and insults. Of Lendl, McEnroe once said, I've got more talent in my pinky than Lendl has in his whole body. The guy hasn't been good for tennis. He's been so selfish. While perhaps not as colorful, Lendl has had his own choice words for McEnroe. He hates just about everyone who can beat him. Evert v. Navratilova. The on-court rivalry between these players is one of the greatest in all of sports history. The American and Czech-American players met on the court some 80 times over the course of more than a decade. While they battled fiercely for on-court dominance, off the court the two had a surprising friendship. What's weird about tennis is you're both in the locker room before the match and after the match, and one is very happy, and one is very sad, Martina Navratilova once said of her relationship with Chris Evert. But we would put our arms around each other and say, you know what, I was lucky, or, next time you're going to get it, I'm sure, and, are you okay? Or we would leave notes in each other's racket bags for later. Agassi v. Sampras. There was no better ticket in the 90s than an Andre Agassi-Pete Sampras matchup. The two were considered the greatest of their generation. In 2009, Agassi released an autobiography titled Open. Among the many controversial passages were less than kind words about his famous rival. I envy Pete's dullness, Agassi wrote. I wish I could emulate his spectacular lack of inspiration, and his peculiar lack of need for inspiration. In interviews, Sampras said he was disappointed by the commentary. I always felt like Andre and I had risen above taking shots at one another. When I did my book, it wasn't my way of settling scores or taking shots.